after it becomes big and becomes gone. I love the cheese balls. I had to do it a long time.
I hate to do it. They had some other ones, they were like, little cheese balls, they said,
So this is the thing, I tell them,
See, that's the problem with sending Doritos. They make them so you just can't stop eating. I don't buy them anymore, so I eat the whole bag.
well, I ate it over time.
it doesn't sound
Look at this.
wrong.
This is across the street, and then that's those houses, those
The
houses.
chicken blades, you know,
It's called a chicken wing.
chicken blades, right? Chicken
Oh,
waffles.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know Ron.
When I stopped at, how do we let your mom into this house?
You know, covering sort of inventory. Like every time I see my nieces and nephews. Took out the whole family up to Christmas.
And by right, I guess he can do it, but he didn't mind it, but I'm aware, he just took anybody from the neighborhood.
No, that's a person that,
They were out here again this afternoon, the same thing.
I think mine's like
But the thing is, I'm trying to ask the other individual that they said that we had a gun, and they heard it go boom. So if I have that, then I can call 911 or 201 and send it down, and they said maybe they can do something about it.
I don't do.
So that $100,
Well, you gotta detach it.
Right, exactly.
Every time.
I was, like, talking to him about it, to see if he has anything.
Big boy.
And,
I found
yeah, I was walking around, saw like three
like 44
tigers,
inch,
Really?
22.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
I turned around, I was like,
well, and the thing is, there's two different.
I'm sorry, dude. I feel like I forget some always.
So I picked up for one.
Gracious God, July.
They are a little rusty.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
But this is
it was
what
like
they
sevens, yeah.
Well, I put you, what'd you find out?
Mark,
it
this
true?
one replace.
Just give me to get a bumper
Just
sticker.
scouring.
Going through there.
It's kind of fun.
Well, yeah, at some point.
We're like, there's a punch card system, and they're good for the next 5 years or something, and then they come after it. I actually don't like that, don't put a sticker on your card, and drive them light towards mine.
Right, they'll be like,
Oh, this one's good, okay, great. What's happening with that street?
well, it is good to know, I was not perfect.
Yeah.
Especially at a changes.
Right.
I know someone,
That's why you bought it.
Unaware.
right when I was in the neighborhood, they had my dad,
Takes a lot of-
Conversation took, probably did start back.
I give them wrong.
Oh, yeah. After hearing that.
Snowed in. That's all. See, they give us some, helps get some credibility. They basically say we exist a few weeks.
I mean, in the community chat.
No,
I wasn't sure what like totally exposed.
Yeah.
Just like, after that next week.
we got here, just kept going to you.
So,
Yeah, maybe take
I
it
don't
slow.
think-
Just take it slow.
Yeah.
That would really be funny.
I have unlimited data, it's like.
I've already seen
We did restart it, it did disappear, so I
Always wish it squash.
Chris was right now, right in front of me.
It's basically, it's
You got
just
the
like,
printer?
it's probably not
I mean,
the
it's possible
time.
also that.
Like, there was just, there was like a little tracker
We
right
had to
away.
wait, they couldn't believe what we thought. They have some meat in there, red light.
On.
I never-
Oh, that's ridiculous. There was a company.
Oh, yeah, same as it.
$50, walked up to it. $375. I just can't believe it. I saw it.
Oh, okay.
And Taylor wants to, he likes to go to the, just, I think the new advisor is clear track.
Yeah, I was,
Got a place of pizza.
Pretty good pizza.
Oh, no, that's five. Like a regular seat was four, and then another one five. But it's not bad. I mean,
Which is sort of funny, except for the fact that you're on a well, so you also need water.
Did you make these, Izzy?
No, I wish. I'm not that good.
pretty good.
I bring snacks occasionally.
Oh, we
Tasty.
tasty.
Don't like eat something bad, I eat something like the worst thing.
But yeah, definitely.
Rob, those decks on the back of those houses are looking really good. I've been like,
Oh, yeah.
watching.
Song?
Yeah, really
My dog
excited.
likes to go out there for their morning walks or something.
I love decks. We're gonna finish my fences soon, so we'll have like a nice, clean flow for the whole area. Oh, yeah, I figured you were busy. Plus it's the holidays. Who cares? It'll be done.
Sunday, Thursday, Friday,
Yeah.
I'll make time.
Just tell me when you've done it, and I already have the stuff. I did, I do, however, I do need to borrow a caulk gun, cause I bought you have one of the big ones.
I have a
Yeah, cause I
cup.
only have a regular size one, and I didn't realize it was so large. If you don't, that's fine too, I can make it work.
Especially where it is. We actually got, I was just telling Roy how proud I was to the phone. 3 11-foot tall uprights that are 44 inches wide. And 22
We'll probably start in about 2 minutes, give people just a couple more minutes to
So we can run it into a warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
All that
roll
stuff for $250 on Facebook, which is a steal.
Was there like some liquidation?
Some guy,
Building.
they got a guy that owns
And, you know,
a wood shop.
Oh.
I'm sure I said
Yeah.
because you were out and tried to say hi when I first came in and I was like,
Oh, I-
sorry, I'm like sprinting to the
I went
bathroom.
to like a arts warehouse that was renovating last year, and I got like 4 of those nice heavy.
Very convenient that it was like right over there. That was good.
Yeah, no, that's great, congrats.
People would take time to get.
Oh, yeah.
Typically fine.
I barely spend any money on things, cause everyone's always throwing something away.
I don't know.
I like scavenger hunts.
Mhm. Me too. We're on to that.
Yeah, wait till Christian answers.
I don't think,
Yeah.
Pretty early.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know.
Right, yes.
Camera.
Uh-huh. I'm being recorded for posterity. This time for real. This time I have a cell signal.
I'm right on Whitman, the 300 block of Woodbridge.
so that's what's the blood line?
Yeah, just, it's right between Barkley and Guilford.
Hey, hey. Hey, Bill. What's happening? How you doing? You're deep. Everything okay?
Yeah, we're taking it slow, we're gonna put you on pretty early.
No, I mean.
Oh, yeah, no, it's, yeah, we're good. They're here,
Nice.
So it's yours says 22. Yes.
There we go.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Right now, what I'm working on is I'm sorting out my,
$1 million short.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. That's a good silver lining. Silver lining.
Sounding a little
Yeah. $1 million would be nice.
Oh, so nice.
So nice.
I don't even need some Powerball. 1 million.
Just one.
1 million.
Yeah.
Life would change forever.
I'll even take 1 million before that.
No, yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm not being greedy.
Yeah.
I'll pay my 40%.
Sure, yeah. No, absolutely. That's my house and my car. Done.
Very, very different vibe.
I always tell people, if I were to like pay off my house, I would
It would be probably the equivalent of giving me a 50 days and I'd be fine with this. I actually would be fine with this.
100%. No, yeah. Just pay your taxes and your home
That's
insurance.
it? That's it?
Whatever opportunity comes along.
Increase my take home by like $2,000 every month?
Oh, yeah.
All right, I think we're gonna kick it off. Welcome to the January monthly meeting of the Harwood Community Association, which is also technically our annual meeting. According to the bylaws, the January meeting is the annual meeting, which is not really all that different, except that Christian will give a little bit of an update of the state of our finances. I'll begin just with a reminder of purpose from the bylaws. The Harwood Community Association is an independent resident-based group that provides an open forum for discussion and development of Harwood community issues and neighborhood improvement initiatives. The HCA's purpose is to strengthen the Harwood community by providing leadership, supporting and encouraging resident-led projects aimed at improving the community, providing resources, information, building partnerships, and promoting intergenerational collaboration to strengthen Harwood. Through these efforts, the HCA aspires to make Harwood a vibrant, safe, socially connected, green community in which all residents enjoy a high quality of life. I will begin just indicating for those who are not paid up, I think just about everybody here, just off the top of my head, probably is, those who are members. We do have the QR code for those who want to pay their dues, or for those who simply wish to make donations. As this is the annual meeting, our Treasurer Christian will be providing an update on the state of our finances, which is pretty great compared to where we were a year ago.
Alrighty. Well, hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy first meeting of the year. I hope your end of the world is going very well. I joke, actually, we're doing pretty okay here in Harwood. For those of you who have not been in a meeting in a while, welcome back. State of our finances as of January 3rd, 2026 is actually pretty good. As of this time last year, I think we were worth somewhere around like $300. I'm happy to report that despite outstanding expenses for things like Google Suite and some printing that we still haven't paid Adam for, thank you, Adam, that totals about $400, we are worth about $2,000, almost $2,100, and almost the majority of that being dues. So I think it shows that, I'd say, I'll give a round of applause.
Dues and donations.
Dues and donations, mainly to say that between just activities, events, the garden, and dues in general, our community is showing up, our community is active, our community is present, and our community is not just voting with their words, but also with their wallets. And so we're very grateful for that. Truly, it's for the most part, that $2,000 was raised literally $10 or $20 at a time. So it's really, thank you guys. Other good news for the year, we are starting, I think for the first time in 11 years, we are starting as a fully accredited 501c3. We are caught up on our taxes. He's running, he's like, that's what I did too. And hopefully that'll keep being the case. We do have one more step. So we are a federally recognized 501c3, but we do still have like a little bit of a thing to do with the state of Maryland, which requires paying like $170, I think. We were waiting on kind of like on our bank accounts, on our PayPals and our things, and to reconnect everything and run our finances for the year to kind of see where we were at before we did any additional money moves. And as of this week, we finally have the money and we're gonna go forward with that. So regardless of whether I continue to be treasurer or not today, I will be treasurer for the next 6 months And so that will be something that, as far as my term is concerned, I will make sure that I leave you guys, I don't leave, I will stay here, I will remain here. But whoever takes on the mantle, if it's not just me still, I hope it's somebody else. It's a cool job. Can you tell? I will make sure that you have a clean slate and a balanced ledger, which we're basically at right now. What else? My computer will be here for as far as voting goes. There is a list. I did make a list of households, and it may be mistaken. So if you don't see your address on it, don't panic. Just come to me and be like, hey, I actually did pay. And maybe it's because I just have your name showed up somehow and I didn't recognize, or there was information missing. But there'll be two columns. The left one is everybody, all the households, the addresses that had paid dues last year, and the right one is everybody that is currently paid up. And so, according to our bylaws, you do have to be paid up to be a voting member. You don't have to be paid up to be here, but you do have to be paid up to cast a vote. Remember, a bit of a, just for your information, to reminder is what I'm trying to say. Dues are not for the individual, they are for the household. So if you live with 4 people and 4 of you live in the same house, if someone in the house paid the $10, then everybody gets to vote. Which is why it's addresses and not names. So if you're not sure, please check the list. There are way more addresses here than people, so I imagine it will be okay. That goes for BPD too, if you live in the neighborhood. If you live in the neighborhood, it'll be $10, guys. What else? I think that's everything. I think that's basically everything. Yeah, I think for now, that's gonna be everything. Yeah, thank you again,
Thank
and
you.
here we are.
Yeah, it's, I think there were a lot of things we wanted to do this year, and we actually did manage to do a lot of them. But one of the big things really was to make sure that our organization was in solid footing where our finances were concerned, where our budget was concerned, and so being able to finish the year with our own bank account, which we did not have previously, which was actually a big obstacle. That and the 501c3 status has been just transformative. Just for the sake of maybe patting ourselves on the back, many of the people here were contributors to this, but we did a lot this year. 4 dumpster days, of course, which we do every year, but they were all successes. We also did 2 cleanup days in conjunction with the Mayor's Day of Service. Mozi Bread did a spring cherry blossom pop-up, and we supported that. We also put on our first block party in I don't know how long, 27th Street. Chris and Dancing Lou Lane, one of our senior residents. We hosted 2 potlucks over at the community garden. Thank you, Zach, which also served as fundraiser. The second one served as a fundraiser. The second annual pumpkin smash, where people smash pumpkins to raise money. We had lots of community connections through the garden, residents and other people that just wanted to be involved, which is fantastic. We collaborated with Grid to plant another 100 trees on Green Mountain Barclay, and that's in addition to the 200 that we planted last year. A lot. We built and installed 6 heavy-duty sandwich boards, which you guys probably see around the neighborhood. Volunteers distributed, I think by count, around 7,000 flyers, because we flyer before every meeting to make sure that everybody knows that we're here, that this is what we do. We reviewed and amended the bylaws, updated some things, brought it more current, I think made the organization a bit more sustainable, a bit better functioning. That went hand in hand with the 501c3 nonprofit and the bank account. We also added about 130 new households to the neighborhood. Harwood East, which was a little piece east of Harwood, actually got expanded all the way to Lock Raven. So 29th Street is our northern boundary, but it now continues Exeter Hall all the way to Loch Raven, and then down to 25th and over to Guilford. This basically doubled our square footage, didn't double our population. Thankfully, if there were that many people, we would not have needed to add them. They could have been their own neighborhood. But there's about 130 households there that were actually not part of any recognized neighborhood in the city. One of the big things we want to do in 2026 is start a active outreach to that neighborhood and bring them in more actively, let them know that there are resources and just there's community that they can be connected to, because there's a lot of people there, and we'd love to have them be at these meetings and be represented and be heard. Also, we have a couple ongoing things, walkthroughs with Department of Transportation and Councilwoman Ramos, advocating for traffic calming, new speed camera on 29th Street, new ADA intersection improvements. You've seen those all over, I'm sure, the wheelchair accessibility. Those are great for everybody. I mean, everybody. We are not all handicapped now, but we will all eventually be in some way handicapped at some point in our lives. So anything that we can do to accommodate others is also accommodating ourselves, something to keep in mind. We work Parks and Rec to help design the new Harwood Park on 27th Street that is still underway and will be for quite some time, but nonetheless, we made a lot of progress there. We've also been working with GRIA on another round of tree plantings. This is gonna be great. Lots of other things as well. Anybody else wanna call out something that you saw happen in the neighborhood that didn't get mentioned? Because I'm sure we didn't get everything.
We did a couple of trash cleanup days.
Oh yeah, we did like
Yeah.
the alley cleaning
Alley
and
cleaning.
yeah, a bunch of that stuff. We got some grants, we got a bunch of grants, like little ones, but still, it's exciting to get those things and to see them make extra things possible.
We grew the garden members.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the garden is now also officially incorporated into the community association, and that means that when we talk about the community association and our healthy living relationship to the community, the garden is part of that. The garden was founded by members of the community association with the support of the community association. We just made the linkage official. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna turn it over to Micah. You wanted to say a couple quick words, some exciting things happening in the Central Baltimore Partnership. One of the people that actually gave us one of our grants this year.
Yeah.
But they're doing a lot and very cool things happening there. Thank you, Mike.
Good evening, everyone. I do not want to be before you guys long because it has been a very long day. And I went back to work today. I was like, God, I'm feeling it.
Yep.
Few updates from CBP. We were awarded early implementation for the NF grant for early funding for Cradle to Career, about 400 of the 500,000. So we're gonna be doing some major projects and programming with Barclay, Cecil, and hopefully Dallas before this recommendation goes back to the board this, I think, next Wednesday.
Meaning the schools?
Yes. We also were awarded the Weaver Award through the Aspen Institute. We were awarded $225,000. So over the next 2 years, it'll be like 20 micro grants that will be distributed through programming, grassroots projects, nonprofits, community associations, and those range from about 2,500 to an upward of 5,000. And we're super excited. We want to bring back task forces as well. So we kind of want those to work in tandem together for funding and for funding purposes to ensure that not only are we utilizing the funding for the purposes of it, but we also want to make sure that communities are included, have a say, and are hands-on as well with us. We are also having our second annual NF Community Information Session next Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Area 405. This pillar will cover the safe and thriving neighborhoods, which is something I feel like you guys should all be a part of. We'll be covering topics of the vacancy reduction, small businesses, what else? BVRI and Bernie that we have went in for ask for, and I believe we got funded for about 2.4 million. So we're trying to revamp a lot of neighborhoods, bring in mixed income housing for families to move in for more school opportunities, community opportunities, and to keep Central Baltimore alive. But
yeah.
That is all for me. Oh, also, Ellen James, she did transition from executive director, and she's now retired. So Ashley Wallace is our new ED. She's great. So So I'm so glad to be here. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
And thanks, you guys. Any questions? Yes.
Can you say the date of that again?
Yes, January 14th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Food will be provided because I don't want to leave you guys hungry and just showing you that.
Good man.
We do want to be represented on the task force, so, I won't be around, but if, you know, if possible, we'd like to have at least one person from the board there and maybe somebody establishing a more long-term presence.
Yes.
Not from the school money, but the second pot of money that you talked about,
Yes.
will, like, community improvement and community safety grants also be part of that?
That is a great question. I would say yes to community improvements, like if you are organizations that do solely focus on like gardening, or if you're like a small business who needs extra funding. I believe it'll count towards that. It's just like going through like the metrics and everything. So Aaron and I, we will be heading to DC on the 20th through the 22nd, going through the whole training, the process, what are the ins and outs, what are the things we can do, what are the things we can't do. But our hope is to utilize this funding to this purpose for communities and for organizations and small businesses, grassroots projects, and
I'm making a
programs.
lighting project.
Oh, you know, that's so funny. I was just asking Aaron about that. I was like, can we do a lighting project because Midway is kind of dark.
Yeah,
We've been trying. for
we've been
a couple
pushing for a
years.
couple of years now.
There's just been a few small, we have actually a lot of the application and the design written up, there's sort of one last or two last hurdles we haven't quite got past.
Gotcha. I'll make a note of that and ask Aaron tomorrow when I see
That'd be
him
great.
and see what he says, and I'll get back to you guys.
Awesome.
Yes, any other questions? See? Perfect, you guys have been great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Dwayne from Department of Public Works reached out today, and I was like, we got a meeting tonight. I was like, come on out. So Dwayne, he's gonna talk a little bit about water bill situation, right?
Yep. Thank you.
Outstanding, thank you.
Great evening, everyone. Hope you guys are having a great start to your new year. I promise I will not be here before you long. This is a pre-birthday celebration for me. Tomorrow's the birthday, so I wanted to make sure I came over and just introduce myself and gave you the information surrounding the Water for All program. I'm happy to come in here and see that you guys already have it on the table. So here's a couple things. If you have questions about recycle and stuff like that, I'm not your guy. All right, I want to address the monkey in the room very quickly. DPW has broken up into two departments now concerning liaisons, and so we're going to be on the CSDD side, which is Customer Service Support Department, and then you have the liaisons that handle trash and recycle. So I'm going to handle everything water bill stuff centered around that. Can I ask you a question? How many people been looking at their bills that come in the mail, and you've been seeing a marked copy of the bill? Yes? No?
A mock copy?
Yep, a mock copy, meaning you should see a bill, and then behind it, it should be another piece of paper that kind of gives you a breakdown of the bill. No? Okay, let me make sure I email that to you, okay? There's a spot on the mock copy that is number 7. Number 7 explains all of the new kind of fees that are attached to your water bill. How many think that $100 is too high for a water bill? Not in 2025, right? Because unannounced to you guys, infrastructure charges, other different charges that Baltimore is starting to do to make our water better. How many know that we're like the 3rd best water in the United States of America? Good. So it tells you the kind of work that we've been putting into it to make sure that we are giving Baltimoreans, I'm from Baltimore, I'm from Bel Air Edison community, which is a little bit more east, all right? And they're putting money into it. And so you guys are feeling it. So there are people who are like, hey, I pay $120 and it's only me and my wife. It's not high, because if you go and look at number 7 on that mock water bill, it'll show you that your usage is low, but it's all of the other charges that they are charging to kind of make that infrastructure and make the water better. It is what you're getting hit with, right? I get the question all the time. Baltimore County, they only paying $30. Look, see, they only paying $30 for 3 months. It is because they are not putting that much money into their water side, and their property taxes are a little bit higher than ours in some instances and cases. So you may not see it, they may not see it on the water side, but they'll see it on the other side, all right? Just to kind of take that breath out of the air, out of the room. I know, you like, I got you. So, in other words, the Water for All program is gonna be more so for individuals who have, the best way to say this, very high water bills. And believe it or not, they are residents with like $4,000 water bills. These are the residents we wanna help get their water bill under control. Where's this being recorded to? This camera?
Just streaming on,
It's just
we got
streaming on
YouTube.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
I wanted to say something else. I'll keep that there. Let's just say the city will be making some strong changes in this year. And we want to make sure that we get those numbers down, because unlike BG&E, and this is no dig on them, you don't pay them.
No friends of
Yeah.
BGE.
You can dig on them.
Yeah. Unlike BG&E, they're gonna cut you off. And just being very honest, the city has been very lenient, is the correct word to use. Very, very, very lenient towards water bills. And so, if you know anybody that could use this assistance to help them come back better in a great standard, please don't hesitate to give them this paper. I'll leave some cards here as well. If you have any questions, yes, ma'am.
Is DPW gonna be doing community surveying, doing new door knocking on their own, rather than asking the community itself to do that surveying?
I can tell you this, there's some talks around it. They're making a lot of changes, let's just say this. Do you guys follow us on social media as well? Please.
Read the emails.
Yeah, please, if you're on Instagram and you're able to, follow DPW page. They put a lot of content out, letting you know kind of like what's going on. I know some people had problems with like the recycling trash days over the holidays. They put out some content to let people know, hey, because of the holidays, blah, 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 blah. So if you're not getting the emails, I'm telling you the best way to get a quicker update is to follow DPW on Instagram. Yes, sir.
Actually, I have two questions, two distinct questions.
Go ahead.
As far as enforcement, is that directed at mainly just residents and just residential properties, or are we going after the hotels too for the $4 or $5 million bills?
I like the word you used there, because I didn't use enforcement, but I like the word you used there. Essentially, what you're asking is, are they also going after businesses who owe high bills as
Are they
well?
going after Marriott?
I'm not saying specifically what businesses. That's you. I want to make sure we're clear on that.
Yeah.
But yes, they are going after businesses concerning those high bills as well. In fact, that is kind of what my department is. There's another department kind of handling our businesses, because believe it or not, our residents aren't the only people with massive amount of water bills. Some of our businesses are too, and that speaks to the generosity of our current mayor and this current administration. And so just remember that it's a lot of generosity.
Sure.
Let's just say that. Yes, sir.
Second question. As far as costs like delivery and things like that, and infrastructure that we'll be paying, we're paying off like improvements. But Baltimore City shares a lot of water infrastructure and a lot of water supply, a lot of reservoir maintenance with Howard County, Baltimore County.
Specifically Baltimore County.
Baltimore County,
Yeah.
are they getting it? Are they paying their share, or are we paying for them still again?
Let me say it like this. You got this building. You guys come in here
Right.
to use it. Kind of like a sublease, right? Maybe you don't have to pay a fee because you're a community group. But let's just hypothetically say you do. You're paying a fee, but the fee is affecting everybody gets
Right.
to partake in the beautification, the edification, the space in itself. So you won't see it from them because we're more like managers of their accounts, not necessarily the source, right? Because you gotta remember that many of the rivers that we galvanize water from, it's 3, if you don't know, make sure you get them, right? They belong to the city, but they actually sit where? In the county, right? So we're managers of their accounts. That's why they kind of get to escape that infrastructure charge. You know what I mean? And let's also be honest too about our piping here in the city.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of why it is getting hit, because we're trying to get away from a lot of bad piping. And to be quite honest, DPW, we've done a great job at, trying our best to fix that. As well as water main breaks. Be patient with us. I know people are calling 311. It's not enough crews to handle, let's say 20 main breaks happen in one day. We don't have 20 different crews, right? We may have 5, 6 crews, and so they gotta address what is more important first, and then kind of dwindle down. So just be patient with us, please, if you can. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I'd say though some messaging would be great as far as like you were talking social media.
You got Instagram?
Some as far as like financing and breakdown and just what people should be reading on their bills.
Yeah.
Because we do get told by everybody in the county how much we're paying out the ass, excuse my language, right?
But ask them how much they paying in property taxes.
Less than us apparently.
Generally, they pay, in terms of property taxes, generally they pay less in terms of property taxes, but also the water bill does get folded into like your mortgage.
Right.
Yes.
But
Okay.
it obfuscates things.
Yes, sir. He's absolutely correct.
Oh, last one. When is the last end date for Druid Hill Lake?
I have no idea
Okay.
on that. Listen, one thing about me, I'm gonna be very honest. What I know is I know. What I don't know, I don't. I have no idea.
All right.
All right. Any other questions, comments, and concerns? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have a very high line concentration in my water. Is there anything why is it so high? Is there anything to be done about it?
Let
Because
me.
it corrodes the pipes and stuff for the water, the lawn and all that stuff, it all corrupted.
Okay. If you give me a call or email, what I'll try to do is get your information and send it up to the right department that will be able to give you an answer for that. Is that fair? Okay. I'm gonna leave my cards here. Any questions, comments, concerns you have pertaining to it, more than happy to answer them for you or push them up to the right people that can answer them for you. Okay. Good.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dwayne.
man. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
One last speaker, Rob, who is one of our esteemed long community supporters, even though he doesn't live in the neighborhood, his business is in the neighborhood. Those of you who don't know, Maryland Bay Construction is gonna come say a couple quick words about some exciting stuff that he's been working on and some ideas that he would like to present to the community to see what we're into and what we're willing to support.
Hey, everybody, Happy New Year. I've met a lot of people in the room. My business partner and I moved to what's now East Harwood in December of 2012, at a time when that part of the neighborhood was frankly kind of scary. And from then till now, we've been part of a group effort to revitalize the neighborhood. Mary will tell you that from 2012 till now, that part of the neighborhood has really come around. We've eliminated a lot of blighted properties. We're doing some good things with some vacant lots. From roughly 2019 until now, we bought, with the help of our money guys, so to speak, from Carroll Independent Fuel, 26 properties at auctions at a time when people thought, these guys are nuts. What are they doing buying in that neighborhood? Well, we're kind of laughing now because I think they were the crazy ones. So we've managed to fully renovate 20 of the 26. We have 15 new homeowners of the 20 that we renovated, we have 15 homeowners, and we're on the verge of finishing 4 more renovations, probably within the next 60 days. So those 4 properties will come on the market at an affordable housing price point by probably the end of March at the latest. Something else that we've done that we're proud of is create homes for small businesses on Matthew Street. So we had an idea that small businesses like ours need places to operate. So we over the course of a bunch of years, we bought 4 properties at auctions, knocked them down, consolidated. Mary Pat Clark, rest in peace, helped us with new zoning. Roy was part of that effort. Where's Roy? There he is. Incognito on that hat.
Hiding behind the hat, yeah.
Anyway, so we built on Matthew Street 2 buildings that are homes to some really cool businesses. We've got a couple that imports dates from the Middle East, and they sell their products at Eddie's and Growl's, kind of boutique stores. We have a guy that charges scooter batteries, a relatively new tenant who recycles glass, guys that hopefully in the near future will be brewing and bottling an alcoholic tea, believe it or not.
Oh, cool. Is that next to Toki?
Say again?
Is that next to Toki?
It is, no, so that,
Oh, yeah.
our building's on Matthew Street.
Right, okay, so where you have the,
Those red.
yeah.
The red buildings, exactly. So, and then we have a woman named Meg Vonderlinden who owns a business called Ironworks Pottery and makes beautiful pottery. She's in one of the larger spaces. And then more recently, a young guy who was an engineer for GM, disliked being an engineer for GM, had a love for music. He refurbishes speakers and sells them to musicians around the world. Pretty cool business. So since we've kind of validated this concept of providing homes to small businesses, we want to do more. We want to create a community. So I'm here with proverbial hat in hand to ask for the community support to do another one of these projects. We, over the course of probably took 5 years, we finally acquired a lot that whose owner was kind of using it as a junkyard on 28th Street. If you turn right on 28th Street from Greenmount, on your just about immediate right, there was a house that had abandoned cars on it, a house that was falling down. The former owner knocked the house down. We just in the last roughly 60 days settled on the acquisition of those lots. We've cleaned them up. Mary will tell you, Isaac's seen, even cleaning up the trash has made a huge difference. So what we'd like to do is build more of these incubator spaces for small businesses and create a little community. It's good for business, as far as we're concerned, good for the neighborhood. It stabilizes, it brings jobs, it brings people that are looking for other goods and services like tasty food at Toki, among other things. Any questions?
Tell us about the small businesses you already have involved. What are the tenants you already have and the pre-existing ones?
Well, those are the ones that I just mentioned. So we have the family the couple that imports dates, chocolate covered dates, and they're very, very good. Like the scooter battery charger guy, the glass recycling and glass jewelry, Ironworks Pottery. And then we've had inquiries thanks to, where's Micah from CBP? Jack Dana from CBP periodically will refer small businesses to us. Like there's a landscaper. I don't know if you.
Is it Rich?
I think it is actually.
One of the two.
I think so. So he has caught wind of what we're doing in the neighborhood and would like to speak with us about some space. And we've got a short list of other small businesses that are interested.
What form of support are you looking for? Are you looking for people to spread the word? Are you looking for financial contributions?
We welcome financial contributions. Not at all. No, just support to proceed. I think when we started this effort, folks were a little skeptical of what we were doing. Like, oh, these guys are going to change the neighborhood. It's not going to be affordable anymore. On the contrary, we've kept it affordable.
Is it a zoning change? Or?
There will be a zoning change, as a matter of fact. So the lots on 28th Street are currently zoned R7. And we would need either IMU or commercial zoning to proceed. Odette's aware. And what Odette said to me is, Rob, get community support and I'll help you. Yes.
Will you put out the word to people in the neighborhood first? For a bit local, like really keep it local businesses? You know, try to get them to space, people in the neighborhood who want space like that.
Absolutely, I mean, we can, you know, our referral sources are Made in Baltimore, Central Baltimore Partnership.
Okay.
I have put ads out on Craigslist, which continues to be a very effective tool for buying and selling, for finding workers, for advertising commercial space. Actually, that's even been more effective than working with a Remax agent to list the properties. We've had a more consistent volume of inquiries through Craigslist.
Are you looking to have this space be, or to zone it for mixed use, like combination residential and commercial, or just commercial?
Just commercial.
Okay.
This is that space behind the strip mall.
Okay, yeah,
So it's not exactly scenic.
Right.
People aren't looking to have that as their front porch view.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the formats of them are these like, they're like these cubes with a big kind of like metal sheet.
Kind of look like storage lockers.
Yeah, yeah.
Little nicer, I mean.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
They're colorful.
And I don't take any offense to that.
No, yeah, but there's not a lot of street life that it invites. That would be my only thing, like if there's a way to create more interaction with the street, you know, so that it doesn't feel like the back of a shopping center and a storage unit area.
Right, like if it could be
Sure.
combo, like storefront, and then also whatever they're doing.
Well, what we have done to make the tenants feel safe is have dawn to dusk light, or actually, it's, I guess, dusk to dawn. So when the sun goes down, the lights turn on outside. That was a concern, continues to be a concern for prospective tenants. I mean, inviting foot traffic is kind of what I'm hearing you say.
At least on the street, just because you know the street now. Obviously, anything's an improvement over the trash that was there.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a harsh street because you're on the back side of the shopping plaza. And so maybe for the people who are coming from Oakwood or walking to Greenmount, you know, making that section of the street a little bit more inviting.
And there are ways that we're doing that. Isaac asked earlier if anyone had anything to say about things that they've seen in the neighborhood improvements. It's not something that we've seen yet, but something that we will see in the spring. I spoke with the Greater Remington Improvement Association, I guess, about planting more trees along Matthew Street.
And I had talked to them about 28th Street, but it's a little tricky because the sidewalk's so narrow.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's any way in your plans you could leave room in front even for plants, you know, some trees or something.
I love trees, so
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a way for us to make the spaces,
Cause you've
let's
left,
just say as green as possible.
you've left space in front of the pre-existing ones.
Correct.
And there's going to be trees there, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
It's worth checking out.
Yeah, come on, anytime our door's open, come on by, see us.
It's clean and it's well lit, yeah, the people there were friendly.
Also like the lot he's talking about, if you haven't visualized it yet, there's a big fence that's kind of like pushed up against the very edge of the sidewalk right now. So I can like, you're gonna have to like redo the sidewalk to like put a cut in there. So it's gonna get fixed either way, and there's like basically plenty of room for like a little green strip. So making it like passable, which it's kind of not right now unless you're on foot, is totally possible, I think.
Absolutely, it's right now, it is totally uninviting, it's ugly.
Yeah,
So we wanna make it pretty and functional and something the neighborhood likes to see, let's just say.
Do you have any physical materials?
I did send something around.
I saw that there was a PDF in the
Yeah.
chat. Maybe we just run some, I'm just thinking about community input and feedback
Sure.
and whatnot. This is our first meeting. It's, as you can see, a little scantily attended. If you want, we could, put some physical things on our table for the next couple meetings.
Absolutely.
To give more people a chance who don't monitor the chat well to, peruse and give feedback.
No problem.
Or even like a mock-up of what you envision, the design looking out front, cause I also think, even if there's like trees and it's well lit, if it looks like just kind of a bunch of sort of storage lockers or warehouses, that might feel like, yeah, closed off, not the most welcoming, or maybe even
Yeah.
people feeling like, oh, this is a place where I might not be observed.
I would urge everyone that wants to know what we're doing and the way we do things to just take a walk over to Matthew Street. Because what's there is going to be, kind of the model for what we'll build on 28th Street.
I was also wondering in terms of like the beautification stuff, again, to like bring people into that area, is also more improvements that go out to Greenmount, like all the way up 28th to that corner, because that corner of 28th and Greenmount, like where that parking lot is right now,
Yeah.
is not also very beautiful. And that would be also draw more people to those businesses.
Well, I can tell you one
Look at that,
thing.
look at
We got a notice in the mail. I own that parking lot. And, the city's gonna redo all the sidewalks. Around,
Okay.
so that's one step in the right direction.
Cool.
And,
I
we're
guess
paying
I'm
for it,
thinking
so-
also like potentially, like, we were talking, trees, like, could there be some, some more of the string lights we wanna bring in that project, some flower planters, like,
Sure.
would that be something that potentially, because this is supposed to be an economic development, it's like, again, like you guys, like Emma and Mary are talking about, like, if you wanna invite people in that space, so you gotta get people to go, oh, that's visually appealing over there. So if we could also extend that to that, I think would be awesome.
I think there could be just a further role for the community association in that regard too.
Yeah.
We can be part of that process.
Is there a timeline that you're looking to get feedback from the community about?
Well, yes, with any luck, we'll be able to break ground, it seems like a long way off, before the end of the year. But everything's a process.
Yeah.
It could take as many as 6 months for us to get the zoning that we need. I've already begun a dialogue with a bank. I'll speak with a couple at least. Let's think, we have to apply for a permit, and hopefully within the next 6 months, that whole process with the city has improved, hopefully. It's still slow. From when we get the building permit to finishing construction, I mean, we roll once we start. I mean, I think that the second building on Matthew Street probably took us no more than 4 months to complete.
They move scary fast.
I want to say, we still have a couple other things, and Sergeant Olivo is actually off the clock now and stayed past. And we still have other things to do, so thank you, Rob. We can talk more. Appreciate you sticking around.
Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'm gonna, this is Officer Dandy. He's one of my new officers at the unit. So he recently got assigned to me back in, July, but I believe he hasn't been one of the community meetings, so I'm trying to get him adjusted to, speaking in public. So he's gonna do the stats. He's pretty good.
Good evening, everyone.
Gotta go over there.
I'm trying to take a job for him, so easy way. First of all, before I go into this, I hear him talking about the money, that's good. It's just a joke my dad always passed down to us. And when we talking about money stuff, and he was like, I'm gonna give you this story. There was two neighbors, one was rich and the other one was poor. But the poor guy, he'd always leave the keys in his car, the front door unlocked, and his children happy, they laughing and go to bed. But the rich guy had like a bar all to the window, he lock it every night. And every day he see the guy passing, he's smiling. And he was like, I make the guy so happy. And I got all the money, but every night I'm like looking through the window, I'm locking all my doors, and I'm so nervous looking over my shoulder. And he was like, I found an idea. So one day he saw the guy passing, he stopped and said, hey neighbor, how are you? He said, oh, I'm good. He said, hey, do me a favor, man. I'm about to travel, but I will leave you the suitcase for the money. And the guy was like, what? He said, yeah, just keep it for me at least for the month and I will be back. I said, okay, I will do it. And he was not leaving. He just wanted to check and see what's the difference between the rich guy and the poor guy. So the guy took the money home and he couldn't sleep for 2 nights. Everything moved in the house, he would wake up and look to the window, he locked the door, and he can't sleep. After 3 days, he went back to the guy, and he like, look, dude, thank you I think you can keep your money. I'm okay with it. And now he realized that having all the money put all the pressure. So you were talking about giving your job, and I like, oh, I hope the pressure ain't coming back. You got a good job. So. All right, sorry. Happy New Year. So we're looking good for the 28 days. Pretty much we got homicide got 0, shooting 0, rape we got 0 compared to last year, same thing. Robbery we got 0, aggravated assault we got 1, which is compared to last year we had 0, so like 1 up. Burglary we got 0, larceny we got 2, and all of these larceny happening Dollar General, pretty much people walking, shoplifting. Auto theft we got 0. Compared to last year, we had 2. Arsenal, we got 0. Total by 1 crime, 3. Compared to last year was 7. So we look good. Property crime is 2. Compared to last year is 7. So we -5 down. Pretty much, that's it. You have any question, any concern, things that we can look in the future. So I will leave you here. We will take in charge.
So there was a couple of, Isaac was telling me earlier about, porch piracy. So there is no report of it. So if you don't call it, you don't make a report, it's like never happened. So, Ron Brooks from, Charles Village, he reached out to me on the 31st. I did look into it, and I just emailed him back because I wasn't here, so I had to wait the 31st for the, detail for the celebration for New Year's Eve. So while I was there, I was looking into it, I didn't see any report of it. According to our individual that they were concerned of, that person that hasn't had any records since 2023, I believe, not even, larceny, so his record's for something else. So please, folks, this is happening within the community, any type of crime, like I keep saying, you need to call it in, report it. Not just put it out there on social media or to your neighbor, you gotta call 911 or 311. You know, even down the street, what about if we find that person, see that person, we can't charge him for the crime, because there's no report of it. No reports, no crime. Go ahead, sir.
Another one for 2 things.
Yes.
That first one should have a report attached to it. I think it was 319 East 27th. Report of a naked man in the back of a house, doing unholy things to himself in front of the people's door, and you know they were inside, they could see him, and done so on purpose so people could see it. There was some kind of like just talking about maybe something like that happening again for a couple blocks up. I was just wondering if you've heard of that. I think the neighbors said that they did report that.
Okay, so the report I was looking for, it was larceny?
Oh, sure.
Those
Sure,
are
sure.
type of report. I asked Isaac if there was any concern that I need to find out before I came.
Right, more so
Yeah,
just
if
pointing
you-
it out.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I could just look
Yeah.
into that and see if there was any report, or look into the officer camera to see what was the outcome of it. For next meeting, we'll have that information.
Yeah, I'm not looking for a report really, I was just making sure that like you hear,
Yeah.
there's like there's this odd guy over the last like 3-4 months that's been in and out, coming
There's
around.
been more of that?
I think it happened like, it officially once, there was another one that seemed.
3 others, I think.
It was definitely another one that seemed like it was the same guy, and then anything else has just been like rumors and people talking.
Okay.
I'm just, pointing it out just to.
You know what race was the person?
I think they said it was a black male. Younger, but he was wearing a mask.
Okay, check the chat logs.
Yeah, well, I'll ask for it.
Interesting. I found this outside on the way here on the street, but,
Does it have a name, address?
yep.
Also, from what I've been seeing, people posting like the WhatsApp groups and in other groups, it seems like people are at least trying to make police reports or get in touch with the authorities. So I'm wondering if there is some sort of disconnect between either the 311 or 911 person that they're speaking with, and then your office, if perhaps these reports or things are not making their way to you all?
One thing I'm starting to find out is that a lot of people, when they call, they get frustrated because of all the question, you know, that they keep asking the person. One, I understand both sides. There are other things that dispatch is, they need to get as much information they could get for us to put it out there, so we don't go out there blind. And I understand the side of that person who's calling because they want that system right away. They don't wanna be asking for name, all of this discretion, they want that office to come right away. So I understand both sides, but it's very important for us, for our safety, you know, that we get the full information that we need at discretion. If you don't wanna provide your name and you just want an officer to come by, I understand that, yes. You say, hey, I wanna remain anonymous, I just wanna give out this information.
The second thing was regarding traffic. We're already working with Odette and DOT, and we're doing walkthroughs, and Izzy here is gathering exhaustive information as to like the million accidents that are happening between 29th and like let's say 25th, but really it's like 29th to like 27, 26. Recently, maybe 2 days before Christmas, you might have heard, 12-year-old got hit by a car going down Barclay. My roommate, thankfully, is a doctor, and he was able to help him. Really bad case. Very bad Christmas for this kid. It's my question is a matter of like enforcement. I know the city, like roughly sometime in the last year, announced that BPD was looking to take a much bigger role in traffic enforcement. I will be speaking for myself and asking other people whether they agree, if they've seen any of that, because I don't think I have.
They just recently made up a unit for traffic enforcement. So
like,
this is just recently.
Sure,
This
sure.
just happened, so I haven't seen it yet, but this just happened. So I haven't gotten all the information. I believe, I'm assuming there's at least one officer per district is gonna be assigned that's the whole city. So I've seen a car that says traffic on our district, but I'm not familiar with it, I just came back. So I was off for about, it'll take, 15 or 12 days. But I was still coming in just to do administrative stuff, you know, make phone calls and those kind of things to catch up. I gotta find out, I gotta talk to them, I gotta try to get some more information regarding to that. But if you have an issue in regards to speeding or stop sign or anything like that, you're welcome to let me know, because like today, this morning, I was doing LiDAR in this location up in York Road because of speeding. So we also do that kind of enforcement.
Sure.
So I mean, myself and Officer Dandy are both certified on that.
I mean, it would be great if we could get, I know like we're putting an officer that's actually really good, that's, you know, dedicated resources. I'm wondering if, I know you guys are like increasing patrols and I see you guys now, you're around more and you're driving around more, but if we can maybe get a car to sit somewhere between, you know, on Barclay specifically, and look down that corridor, and I think if we get 3 people on driving the wrong way,
What are the
it'll
hours?
go so much.
Not only what are the
24
hours is
hours.
the main problem.
I think during the day is definitely for the best. I think you'll catch more people.
Give or take, like what time is, you know, majority of the time do you have it down?
I'd say the main activity points are probably morning and like early to late afternoon is when I see the most like people going the wrong way. Just, you know, I think a couple tickets here and there would encourage people to look a bit more.
Well, I would say it's not even just on Barclay, it's like between 28th and Greenmount and like Barclay, like that strip is like that little cube out of whatever that corridor is like particularly bad. Like, yeah, we've had major accidents like on 28th, 27th, and that strip of Greenmount between honestly between 29th, because the street widens.
25th and 29th.
29th and 25th, people go really fast. I'm out there waiting for the bus on 27th and Greenmount all the time, and people are flying.
And this is the time like around 8 in the morning?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, which I get being late to work.
Yeah.
Anywhere near rush hour, especially since they did the road shrinking on, I guess, 28th, further west, people get frustrated that's a single lane, and once it goes to 2 lanes near our neighborhood, people are flying. I'm on that road every day coming back from work, and like, you know, I'm not doing it, but like, people get like worked up when they're going slow, and then they just like take it out once they get to Charles Village and Harwood. So yeah, like heading east in the afternoon.
East on,
afterward.
29th Street?
East
On
on
28th.
28th, yeah. And then I'd say in the morning, same deal the other direction.
Yeah, I'd say go east 27. People leave 28, try to go down 27 to avoid 28, and then they get to Guilford, and they don't expect that it's a one-way, because it's the entire way is 2-way, and then it gets to Guilford and it's a one-way, and they just do it. I was literally pulling off of my spot the other day, and I got honked. I had a guy going the wrong way, like, watch out. Like,
So, in the afternoon, east on 28, in the morning, west on 29th Street, yeah.
We've been having these conversations
Yeah.
with DOT as well. But the DOT process that's like medium, long-term
sure.
corrections. But I think seeing some sort of enforcement,
Right.
Just-
Someone's been killed, like.
just putting that into people's heads once in a while. If they remember, oh yeah, there was a cop here the other
Right.
day, I'll slow it, like, just one, it doesn't have to be every day, just once in a while.
That's what I mean.
It could really be a benefit.
We're gonna try it out tomorrow morning, okay? We're gonna try to come in at 8. We usually start at 9, but we're gonna try to start at 8 tomorrow. You okay? And you good for tomorrow morning, Scott?
There's little kids walking to school, you'll be saving lives.
They come, they just make, they're pretty good on that part. So, tomorrow we could, for the following couple of days, we off this Wednesday and Thursday. But, tomorrow we could, start off early in the morning, see if that works. And then, next week we could go in the afternoon. For the remainder of the week, we could come in the morning, then the next week in the afternoon, so. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
hopefully, let's see if that change for the next meeting, which is gonna be next month, right?
Yeah, we'll put you at the top of the hour.
Please.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I did not realize that you were done, you were off the clock, so
Yeah,
thanks
no,
for
I mean,
sticking
we
around.
still on the clock,
I know.
but the thing is, we get off at 5:30
Yeah.
in the afternoon, so, but we still gotta come to the meeting.
No,
So I'd like to be up in front, so we can.
Yeah.
I will remember that next time we make the agenda.
Thank you, have a good night, folks.
Thank you.
you.
Happy New Year.
Dave, how are you? Happy
Odette, great to have. We do have our elections tonight. Let's just make sure we can get those done. I don't think it's gonna take that long. We've got less than 20 people here, so we should be able to move through this. The only things I will say about the elections tonight, we revised our bylaws to increase the number of board members officially. We had more than, according to our bylaws previously, we were only supposed to have 7 board members, 4 officers and 3 at-large members. What we found several years ago, when we were just trying to get people on the board and we weren't actually paying attention to the bylaws, is there are people that want to be on the board. They want to be active and they like being, formally affiliated. And so it never occurred to us that we might have too many at-large board members. And so we revised the bylaws to make sure that we can have more than just 3 additional at-large members. And so we have openings at this point, 11?
11.
Up to 11 at-large members in addition to the 4 officers, president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary. We tried to formalize the process in conjunction with our revision to the bylaws, and being a 501c3, we have to answer to a higher standard. Our accountability obligations are taken much more seriously. And so as a result, we've actually got ballots this year. Ironically, we don't really need them. There's no competition, but at the same time, we still wanna make sure that we do this, using the secret ballots, because we think that it represents again, a higher standard that we wanna hold ourselves to as an organization. If we're gonna be responsible for people's money, if we wanna be good stewards of people's money, people's time, and people's trust. We wanna make sure that we're doing things in a consistent fashion and in a fashion that is as transparent as possible. So we opened up an online sign-up sheet, and anybody that wanted to could propose themselves as a at-large or a officer, board member, and we have ballots. So we'll just do this, it won't take long. We also didn't wanna have it be like we just wanted people to be able to represent themselves in a very simple and straightforward fashion. Did you have any other thoughts in terms of how we should go about this, or?
Only other thing would be if anybody came and wants to be on the
Yeah.
ballot, there are empty slots.
Yeah, what did we end up with, 9 at-large?
We've got 8 at-large, people who wanna be at-large,
Yeah.
so if anybody else, we got 3 open
Yeah, we
at-large
can-
seats, or if you wanna run for one of the other, positions, you could write in, but right now, we just have one person for president, one person for vice president, treasurer and secretary. That's, yeah.
Well, I mean, we can circulate the ballots, it's.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Could you explain to us what the decision was with regards to business owners, businesses, and votes and membership, et cetera?
There was no decision. So the bylaws remain unchanged. Harwood is a resident-focused organization. There was interest in finding a way to incorporate, but what we found is that, it needed more discussion. I think everybody that felt strongly about it also felt that like it was worth hashing out more. And we didn't want that to slow down some of the other changes to the bylaws that were much more pragmatic and necessary. So right now, we don't have a official business status. I think that it is our desire, everybody on the board has said this, we want more of a relationship with the business community, because I think that's something that's growing in the neighborhood, and we wanna make sure that we can support that in any way we can. But to be a member at this point is still, per the bylaws, you have to live within the boundaries of the community, which is larger, but.
Can they not be as observers, just non-voting members?
They non-voting member, which essentially means they're donating.
Yeah,
Their time and their money, but, I think the question of, because the requirement for the board members is they have to be able to vote. And so being a board member and not being able to vote, essentially nullifies the.
Right. But we do welcome businesses to come and continue coming, like we value you guys have been coming for a while now, and it's we like hearing from you, and we do like hearing what you're up to, what you're thinking, but as of now, just the bylaws have not been changed.
I have a clarifying for you. So, one of the things that was brought up during that discussion, before it got tabled for another time, when we really dive into it, that the businesses themselves, were gonna kind of make their own association that would work in tandem possibly with us in the community. So, do you know of anything like that? Okay.
There's a Green Mount Merchants Guild that got started, I've seen on Instagram, I wanna say. I feel like Jeff was involved.
Yeah, I think
You guys
it's.
know.
I think
Because it wasn't Jeff and Ames that were working on that.
They had talked about, I think it's still.
Merchants Association, I think.
Okay.
So nothing has been kind
No,
of
it's-
formalized as such or like put together, but
Okay.
kind of idea for Waverly Merchants Association for business.
I wonder, was that the organization that Diana Emerson?
So,
No,
that's
no.
Waverly Main Streets, there's been a couple different ideas that have been thrown around, extending Waverly Main Streets down to, closer to 25th, a Harwood Business Association, a couple different ideas, and I think that was the other part of it, as you know, it's just like, the idea, we also don't wanna be redundant or in competition with an organization like that. The Harwood Community Association has always been very much resident advocacy, resident focused, and we are, we're limited to the volunteers we have. And so having committed business organization of some sort that we could work with may be a better option in terms of us being able to leverage our resources in conjunction with people that are actually working in the business community.
If you're a member in good standing, do you mind just raising your hand so I know who I'm giving this to? Yeah. Thank you.
You can sort it out right after the vote.
I'm fine with that too. Can we just wait till the end? People don't just, they can fill them out after.
Yeah, that's fine. If there had been more people, I would block
Yeah.
this off a bit more. Sometimes we have like 30 or more people, so this is a little more chill. Odette, you wanna-
Hi, good evening, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Very excited for the new year. We've still got a lot more to do. Couple of updates. I came in around the time you all were talking about the speeding. It's been extremely frustrating that DOT did not get done what they had promised they would get it done for us before the end of the construction season. The DOT construction season is March through November. It's just too cold right now to put anything in place. So, I will be, making sure that gets done fairly early in the season. This is the intersection, bump outs that we talked about. We gave them our priorities, we laid it all out for them. It's not hard. So, we'll be prioritizing that. I'd be interested also, now that the bridge is open, it's open, almost open, it should be open soon. If there's other things, as we look at what the traffic patterns are gonna be, there are some streets that are really wide, they should probably be two-way, not one-way. There are, things that we should probably look at some point, but the first step is to get 28th Street and 29th Street, those bump outs. So we'll keep working on that. In addition to the police enforcement, we can ask the sheriff to come out and do some targeted traffic enforcement. They did some further up on Greenmount recently. They've done some for me on University Parkway, and then they can do a targeted thing. We can get a sense of what's happening, and then they can come back every so often. So let's see what the police department does, but the sheriff's, we can work with the sheriff on that as well. Because that's a really big deal. I wanted to talk a second about the 26th and Barclay Park. That's actually not a Rec and Parks park, okay?
Oh, wow, really?
So, no, it is 2 lots, and one of them is owned by the city and was put together as an adopt-a-lot at some point in time. That adopt-a-lot agreement has expired. The other lot is privately owned, but what I'm getting a sense of is that at some point in time, somebody tried to approach the owner, never got an answer, so they just fenced in the whole thing, which is fine, you can do that. I've already placed that other lot in the in-rem process, so the city will foreclose on it. And we've gotta figure out what to do with that 2 bits of land, because it's owned by, right now, both of them will be owned by DHCD. It is not Parks, it is not DPW, it is DHCD. And so at some point, maybe we can talk about, doesn't have to be today, but just to put in your mind, we've had a lot of complaints from the neighbors over there about the drug activity in the area. We took away the table, and are working on getting rid of the shelter thing. Working with BPD on the fact that some of the activity is now moving over to the business that's right there. And I know the owner of that business, so we have put together, BPD and the owner of that building to work on more lighting and things like that. but besides that, we've gotta figure out what to do with that piece of land, whether you want to redo the adopt-a-lot and have the community adopt it, whether you want the city to go ahead and sell it to somebody to build housing, whether you want, I mean, at some point in time, we need to have that discussion.
You said, so which of the two lots is?
The closest
is
to the
up for
alley,
them?
the closest to the alley is currently owned by the city.
Okay, so that's the one you're putting into the.
No, it's already there, it's already owned by the city, so the
Oh.
privately owned one is closer to the house that's there.
Okay.
That I put into, in REMS, because the taxes are ridiculous, so we can foreclose on it, so that the city will then have both, okay? And that gives us leverage as a neighborhood as to what to do with that. Obviously, stewardship of a park, is challenging, so that would be intensive. So we just have to figure out at some point what you'd like to do, and the city could put out a bid and get some proposals, and at least get a sense of what somebody might build. We could certainly do that, before you make a final decision. But just to start to think about that, yeah.
Has, sorry to cut off, has also like the cities, like, I mean, like harm reduction services, or, you know, like, you said DHCD, so I'm assuming the community, Office of Community Development.
So the Department of Housing and Community Development is who owns the land right now.
Are
In
they
terms of the sort of, trying to address the activity, it's been on the enforcement side, but I also have sent out, the crisis services, and things like that. What I do understand is that the drug treatment center that is on 25th Street is not allowing their folks to hang out in front of their building. So that is where they're hanging out at the park. And unfortunately, we know that there's treatment and then there's not really treatment, right? So, there's activity there that those clients are not being exposed to the best environment there as a result. So I have not spoken with them. This is something that I got from the police department as they were trying to figure things out. So I wanna talk with that drug treatment facility to see if we can find another alternative than them just, I mean, I get why nobody wants them to be in the front if they're gonna go out and smoke. But just having them in the park isn't gonna work either. So, especially since it's exposing them to like temptations that are like that, right? So, so we've gotta have that kind of conversation there, as well, yeah.
Do you know what those, properties would be zoned for, or are zoned for at the moment?
That is a good question, I can look it up really
I think
quickly.
they're both residential.
They're both
Yeah,
residential, they're both
They were
residential
houses.
zoning, probably R7, cause the rest of the neighborhood is R7. But, you know, what that means is that in that lot, you could build single family, or you can build apartments, or you can build duplex, you know, up to a certain, density.
And depending on what the community wanted to do with it, there might be a zoning change needed if you wanted it to be like mixed use or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also, if you wanted to keep it as an open space, could rezone it as an open space, as well. But right now, it's still zoned residential.
Yeah, there's been a lot of noise issues at night, you know, people, it's not just the fact that there are people there that are maybe homeless or addicts that are using that as a space to use, it's also a space to sell, but it's also a space of conflict. And it was originally supposed to be a park serving that neighborhood, and the people who have brought this both to my attention and to.
These are the direct neighbors are the
Yeah.
ones that are complaining. Right on 26th Street and right on Barclay, so we need to do something there. But those are kind of our options, so at some point, we can have more of a discussion about what that looks like, or if you wanna have internal discussions first,
I
and,
mean,
you know.
we've started that,
Okay,
but we're still at the early stages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the things we were talking about at our last like board meeting was like maybe, trying to do some things like, you know, have put some of the community members go and be there, like, for an hour, you know, for an hour every evening or something, you know, do like a kind of.
I do think that some sort of community watch that's positive, not negative, is in order, really, but also, last time I was there was during the day, so, I have not, I've driven through there at night, but that's different than actually being there, right? So, so that's, you know, something to think about. So just kind of keep that in mind, we've got some options there. I am getting the city to get that other piece of the property so that we have, you know, some leverage. A new development there probably wouldn't be bad either, so, you know, there's all kinds of options. But there is the short-term issue of the disturbance to the neighbors, and the fact that if they are the folks from the drug treatment center that are not really getting treatment, then that is an issue that we need to also address. So we'll work towards that. I think the only other thing, the bridge is about to open,
Yeah.
so there's supposed to be a ceremony on Sunday.
Well, there's a party. I don't know if it's a ceremony.
It's a party.
It's a party.
Yeah.
Well, the party, we're actually gonna push back because CSX has not been able to finalize opening day, basically. They haven't gotten back to us.
Yeah, well, the other thing I was gonna mention is that we've had some complaints from the 26th Street Green folks because of the way that the curbs are put in
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
So I can
He's
speak on
he's
behalf
on
of
the,
them.
he's on the.
You've been on the emails.
Yeah.
So, we're working on getting a meeting with, on site with DOT, CSX, and whoever wants to participate. So that we can figure out, I mean, this drives me insane that, you know, DOT approved the design for 26th Street Green and then just didn't think that the design has to be compatible, what they do with the bridge has to be compatible. So
Yeah,
dumb.
it was just a dumb, yeah.
It's stupid. So we just need to, and hopefully CSX will agree to fix it on their dime.
You'd think CSX wouldn't have built a giant curb in front of the street. It's weird. They just, yeah, they just do stuff because it's on paper.
No, but somebody approved it.
Right.
That's what
Right.
that's what I'm saying. Somebody either told them to build that bump out or like they did it and nobody said anything.
Right.
So having DOT out is what we're gonna do. So I'm glad to know that you're gonna push it back,
Yeah.
because that will help us with getting some more time.
We literally just decided this like 2 hours ago. So. I do have a separate question.
Sure.
If no one has any more questions about the park space.
Not for park space, I have another problem.
I was wondering if there's any updates, have you heard anything, or what conversations are happening about the 2 big empty lots on Green Mountain 27th, next to the fish market, those big ones. I'm kinda happy some of the actors that are here today. Just
Not
if
all of
there's,
them, not all of them have been acquired by the city yet.
Sure.
Okay, so we're still
Just
going
updates,
through.
yeah, wondering.
Yeah, we're going through that process. Not all of them are required yet. Unfortunately, they started acquiring those lots with the old acquisition system, which is just regular tax sale, foreclosure, which takes forever. We didn't have NREM at the time. Now we have NREM. It's taking like 6 months to acquire properties through the new foreclosure process. So they're still acquiring those. Again, that's something that I think the community needs to start to think about, because initially, at least when I started getting involved with Harwood, there was a plan to put some senior housing there.
Right.
And we have to discuss with the community what those next steps are. Obviously, we've got some new owners of the fish market, so I hope that comes down soon. And there may be some other ideas that the community should start to think through. But the first step is to make sure that the city finishes up acquiring those, and I can find out what that.
So as an association, we did have a conversation about that specifically last year. Just to reiterate that we did come to a conclusion that the community has, the stakeholders have expressed that it's either, that they want some kind of either mixed use or specifically elder housing. Just from kind of murmurs and, random talks around it, it's not sure whether or not that's the direction that people are talking about anymore. But that definitely reflects what the neighborhood has expressed we wanted. As a B-side to that, now that the fish market has been acquired, what kind of pressure is happening to actually get that to come down?
Oh, it's coming down right away, as soon as.
Yeah, I mean,
It's beyond hope for anything other than destruction.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I haven't, spoken with the owners recently, so I don't know where they are in that process, but it's, just so you know what the cost ends up being. If the city was gonna do it, it would have cost $30,000 per plot, there's 3 of them there. So that's, and then building a party wall on the property that's still gonna be standing. So whether or not there's new, you know, and what the timing is, I don't know yet, but I'll make sure to put some pressure and figure out a timeline. Cause it's unsafe, it's extremely unsafe right now. And that there's some development in the back of them that Rob's been working on, is, super positive. I'm glad that that's happening, but it's not gonna accelerate until we get those down.
Right.
So, but I do think that there, you know, needs to be some more conversations about what that looks like. But I wanna make sure that we've acquired the rest of the lots so that we actually have something that we can talk about. This is on me, I have not, connected you with some of the folks that I know over at Oak Hill. The owner there of Oak Hill, which is the last time I talked to him, he wanted to do a low-income housing tax credit project in that entire thing. There's a lot of land and we can be building a lot of housing. But also make sure that the 500 or so residents, can stay. They've made a lot of improvements to the buildings. So it's just a matter of where he is on that process to apply for the credits and get the financing to be able to start the work. And the idea initially was that they would, do parts of it, move people in, move another part, move people in, and that might satisfy the appetite for senior housing if that actually comes to fruition. But we'll see. So I think it's worth having a conversation with sort of all parties now that we're at this place where we actually have some leverage.
It'd be great if we could get some help, maybe, bridging the communication gap between any kind of eventual owners of the plots, that is, not the fish market, of the plots and the community, because we're definitely, if Harwood has definitely expressed the want for more density over just nice townhouses.
Just to flag, we are 3 minutes before 8 o'clock.
Okay, so, yeah.
Sorry, also.
I'll
in
stick
terms
around
of-
afterwards too,
Also with that new development, are they also, like, let's say they do the senior housing, and let's say DOT still hasn't done anything with that intersection at 27. How, do you have a sense of how willing that developer would be to push some of that infrastructure improvement?
So, for the low-income housing tax credit project, I don't know. But if there was somebody who was gonna do something for those plots of land and the fish market, that could be something that could be negotiated, with the community, in terms of like them doing it. Like I'm so upset about Hopkins right now, but they're at least putting in some traffic calming on Remington. Those trees are coming down next week, by the way.
Wait, which?
Are they really?
Oh, Remington.
Trees? Oh my god.
Oh, the
Were
ones that are like,
data centers supposed to be?
Yep.
the stuff tied to it?
Does Hopkins get what Hopkins
Oh,
wants?
I'm so upset about it. I've done everything I possibly can and it's just devastating. But anyway, so they did try to, they're putting in some traffic calming there, for the eventual opening there, so I think that's what we can do, but I'm hopeful that we can get like DOT to actually work on that intersection. I mean, I think it needs a light, frankly. I don't think it needs just
Yes,
crosswalks.
Yes, definitely.
It definitely needs a light, especially if we're gonna have more density there, it's gonna need a light.
Yes, yeah.
For sure. And that takes a while, so what I have to do is request it now, for in the community, in the capital budget for the next few years. Like, I'm still waiting on a light for 35th in the Alameda, I'm waiting on a new traffic light for 33rd in the Alameda, I asked for those 4 years ago. So, lights take a while, unfortunately.
Can we do the ballots? Does everybody have pens that needs them?
I'll stick around in case there's any, I know you had a question, yeah.
Is Miss Mary okay? You have
Most of us
your-
don't have ballots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The only other thing I will say, just a couple upcoming events, we do have dates for our, dumpster day, first dumpster day of the year, March 7th. Also,
Guys.
Saturday, for those who are interested, Tree Baltimore is doing a tree keepers pruning class at the Village Learning Place.
When is that, Saturday?
Saturday, yes.
Cool.
Just go to Tree Baltimore, tree keepers.
Nice.
But yeah, it's like a pruning, tree maintenance thing.
You hear that? Someone asked me about that. They're like asking about trees.
Oh, yeah, I know, I spoke to him.
Just the trees that, for the other side of the sidewalk.
No, I actually, my mom would take us to meet her on Black Friday. And they had the exact same.
So what's
The Hopkins thing?
Well, it's a data center, they're taking down a whole bunch of old trees. People just like, people
Been a
all
big
across
protest
the
about it.
neighborhood.
You're joining
Yeah,
us.
I think it's official. Over on, Harwood.
And now you
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I drove through it.
But I think that's what we can do.
Even the longer turns too, like. Yeah, these days.
Alright.
And then when they crash, it's like.
Yay!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like it's gonna be empty.
What's something like? No, I talked to everyone and we're gonna, and Mickey Mouse is back on the ballot, everybody.
I mean, that's the important.
Well, now I'm doing like
I'll be ready to pass it on.
Oh, we done? Okay.
How you been?
We're done.
You'll be good. Take
Yeah, see
care.
you later.
I'll catch y'all next time.